Have you ever felt like life is happening to you? That no matter what you do, stress and anxiety keep piling up and the world seems to be in control of your life? If so, you're not alone. And today, we're going to explore how you can reclaim your sense of power. As Charles R. Swindoll said, life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. This reminds us that we can't always control external events. The choices we make in response are what shape our experiences and outcomes. Many successful people, even billionaires like Ray Kroc of McDonald's or Sam Walton of Walmart, have felt crushed under the external pressures. Kroc faced enormous financial risk and tense partnerships, while Walton dealt with restrictive franchise agreements and cash flow challenges. Both initially blamed outside forces, creditors, contracts, and market pressures for their stress. Psychologists would call this an external locus of control. Yet, what made them truly exceptional wasn't just luck or business savvy, it was shifting towards an internal locus of control, taking deliberate actions, making tough decisions, and focusing on what they could influence rather than what they couldn't. This mindset didn't remove their challenges, but it gave them agency and power in face of overwhelming circumstances. Now imagine applying this to your own life, noticing stress without letting it dominate you, seeing anxiety as a signal rather than a sentence, and realizing that even small intentional actions can gradually reclaim your sense of control. This shift is possible, and it starts with understanding how your thoughts and mindset influence your experience. An external locus of control is the belief that life happens to you. People with this mindset often think, I can't do anything about my anxiety, or other people or circumstances are responsible for my stress. While this is common, it can intensify anxiety and make stress feel more unbearable. The good news, by recognizing this pattern, you can start moving towards an internal locus of control where you see that your choices, habits, and mindset do influence how you respond to stress. Imagine two employees facing a tight deadline. One thinks, I'll never manage this, my boss is making my life impossible. That's external locus of control. The other thinks, I can break this project into manageable steps and ask for support if I need it. That's internal control. The difference in stress levels is huge. Think about anxiety triggers like public speaking. Some people feel powerless against the panic. Others gradually train their mind and body, practice breathing techniques, and reshape their thinking. Ray Kroc transformed McDonald's into a global empire, but his journey was far from smooth. He faced enormous financial pressure, personally putting up his home as collateral to fund expansion. The stress of growth combined with tense relationships, including a difficult divorce, weighed heavily on him. Kroc's drive to control every detail was so intense that he clashed with the original McDonald's brothers over how the business should run. His story shows how an external locus of control can partly drive success. He often felt that external systems, contracts, and people were obstacles, but also how shifting to a more empowered, proactive mindset, he bought out the brothers, restructured the franchise model, enabled him to regain control and build something massive. Debbie Fields founded Mrs. Fields Cookies in the late 1970s. It became hugely popular, but the business wasn't always easy. Over time, it ran into financial trouble, restructuring, and debt. At one point, Mrs. Fields filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. This was a very public sign that even a beloved brand and its founder could feel overwhelmed by debt, external financial pressures, and loss of control. Her experience highlights how stress in business is not just about workload, it's about financial vulnerability, creditor control, and the fragility that comes with external forces like investors or debt dominate your decisions. Sam Walton founder of Walmart, is often celebrated for his grit and vision, but his early path involved serious risk and stress. He borrowed heavily to grow, even tapped out every bank as he expanded his stores. He was frustrated by business constraints, for example, operating under restrictive franchise agreements early in his career. Instead of blaming the system, Walton leaned into problem solving and discipline. He worked relentlessly, maintained frugality, and focused on operational efficiency. Walton's mindset demonstrates how someone can face enormous external stresses, debts, supply chain issues, slow expansion, but still cultivate an internal locus of control by choosing to respond proactively rather than feeling at the mercy of those pressures. These real-life stories show a common theme: external stresses, financial risk, contract constraints, growth pressure can feel overwhelming, but they do not have to fully determine one's destiny. When Ray Kroc, Debbie Fields, and Sam Walton confronted situations that seemed out of their control, they made deliberate choices, buying out partners, restructuring, borrowing responsibly, innovating. That shifted their sense of agency. This illustrates that internal choices matter. Even though external forces triggered their stress, how they reacted, their decision-making, persistence and mindset was pivotal. Therefore, by cultivating an internal locus of control, individuals don't deny the reality of external stress, but they do empower themselves to influence outcomes rather than feel wholly controlled by outside forces. Here's some practical action steps. 1. Notice your thoughts. Each time you feel stressed, write down what you're telling yourself. Is it external? I can't handle this, or internal? I can take steps to manage this. 2. Shift your language. Replace helpless statements with empowering alternatives. For example, I can't do this to, how can I handle this step by step? 3. Take small actions. Break overwhelming tasks into tiny achievable steps. Each step builds confidence. 4. Practice mindfulness and journaling. Observe your stress without judgment and reflect on your responses. 5. Seek support wisely. Use mentors, friends, coaches, or therapists as guides, not as controllers of your life. Here's some free advice. Focus on what you can control, your choices, routines, and responses. Celebrate small victories. They reinforce your internal locus of control. You can take back control of your life. Every small decision, every mindful response chips away at the feeling that anxiety rules you. Your power lies in your choices. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. Start today. Choose your response, shape your mindset, and reclaim your calm, confident self. Stress often feels overwhelming because of an external locus of control. Recognizing and shifting your mindset empowers you. Small, deliberate actions like reframing thoughts, planning steps, and practicing mindfulness can dramatically reduce anxiety. Today, notice one thought where you feel powerless and reframe it. Take one small action that proves you can influence your life. Each step strengthens your control. Remember, life is happening through you, not to you. The moment you choose to step into your power is the moment you begin living, not just surviving. You've got this.